All right, so Mike is going to lay down on his left side. And his left arm is going to be up underneath his head. We're going to start with a clam shell. So he's going to bend his knees. His heels are in line with his sits bones. Then he's going to take his right hand, put it on his right hip, and he's going to give himself a sense of tractioning and reaching that hip down. So that puts his two bones in the back stacked on top of each other. He's going to keep a sense of his hip rolling slightly forward. So as we do this, it's really important that you don't let your hip roll back. And he's going to glue his feet together, drive his heels into the ground, and slowly just lift his right knee. Brief pause, and then back down. And he's going to go for 5. Can you show us what it looks like if you roll your hip back, Mike? So you don't want to try to make it happen by rolling the hip back. You want to keep a sense of that hip bone rolling forward. Yep, so he's reaching long. That creates just almost a tiny bit of space underneath him, but his ribs are still pinned to the ground. And he's gonna go for one more. Great. Now, his knees stay where they are, but he's going to straighten his legs out. So he's going to be in about 60 degrees of hip flexion here. Same pelvis setup. Yep. And feet are flexed. That means you're pulling the toes up towards your face. Now he's just going to float his right foot up off the ground and then back down. 5 reps. Good. Now he's going to float the foot up off the ground. Hold it there. He's going to flex his foot and swing it forward without letting his hip tuck under. So can you show us what it looks like if you tuck your pelvis under? So we don't want that to happen. So he's creating hip flexion. Then he's going to point his toe and swing it back behind just to there. Flex the foot, bring it forward, keeping that hip from tucking under. Point and swing it back. Flex, swing it forward. Point, swing it back. One more each direction. Flex, swing it forward. And point, bring it back. Good. Take a little break. Next, we're going to go with internal and external rotation. So Mike's going to float the foot. And internally rotate. So he's going to roll his toes down to the ground and then externally rotate. Same thing here as with a clamshell. We don't want the hip to roll back. Yep, internal and external, internal, external, internal, external, and take a little break. And now we're going to do hot potato. So same setup, he's going to float the foot up off the ground. He's going to flex his foot and tap the heel in the front. So this is external rotation with hip flexion, toe in the back. Internal rotation with hip extension. Flex. One more. Now he's going to keep the internal rotation and tap the toes in the front. And this one's a little tougher, external rotation, tap in the back. Internal in front, external in back, internal to the front, external to the back, and rest. Then he'll turn over and do the other side.